And me think so. I'm told we're gonna get started real dang quickly, so strap in. I'm jaxstronomy. I'm with Artificial Red. Hey, Red.
Hey there, Jax. Well, like you said, we're getting right into it. So, no time to waste as we have an adult start with ZL and the Light Medallion.
Well, vanilla-ish, I guess.
Yeah, although I
don't
do hear, I
don't
do hear
complain too much
some,
about ZL.
I do hear some complaints about ZL stars being cursed. So hopefully this one isn't the same.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're not going to be waiting until the end of the game to get ZL. That's something. uh, Vaguing about something I watched a match I watched earlier, maybe. um, so Light Medallion gets you part of the way there, and nothing else. Absolutely nothing else.
Yeah, just kind of nice to have.
So we'll see what the actual we are actually required. We're going to be having we'll probably see a medallion check almost as soon as we get started. Although I don't know if our runners will opt to do that. Some people choose to just go straight over to Kakariko, and I think I might as well. I might just do that. Hey, we'll find out very shortly because we're on our way. Incoherent,
Yep,
you're showing us information. Thank you.
much
Oh god,
appreciated,
Decatry
Inca.
Forest, water, Deku Forest, the Dongos and Jabu. Oh, you, I'm gonna make a sad face at that one. That's a scary layout.
Yeah, you might think easy at first, but it could also bring problems.
Yeah, that requires surprisingly few items. And the most important thing is it does not require magic. Okay, so target in the woods is fire arrows, and we have a SFM Path of Phantom Ganon. Um, is forest access and Child's Sake of Forest meta, or it's interesting?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Is it just, hey, you can go in the forest, or do we have a long chain to follow?
Looks like both of them are going for what I've come to call the blitz start, where you take your adult, spawn, get your information, get your finstones, and just go sweep it all Kakariko, which, with the ability of straight back there, I don't know why you wouldn't.
It's too easy not to. Like, you get a lot of Spear Zero checks out of the way, get a hint.
Also songs. In this case, you get two songs, which is even better.
Yeah, I know there's kind of been this meta developing of River before CAC, but I like this having ZL first.
Yeah, I don't like River Before CAC. That strikes me as possibly giving yourself some routing difficulties. Say if you get storms here, like if you get storms in a bomb bag here, then you
I
may
think
have
it's,
some motivation to go there as a child.
I guess it's more like since you're not KZ skipping anymore, it doesn't feel as bad to do it early.
It's true,
Nothing
but
from
I
Rufio.
prefer, yeah, I prefer to be walking through there as a child if I have the ability to do it early with storms and not Orphan Frogs One.
Oh, absolutely.
But then again, it's also if you have those two glitchless jumps on lockdown, which if you play a bunch of Blitz, which we pointed out, we were talking earlier that methinkso has actually started playing with Blitz, with the Blitz Season 1 tournament. Um, you probably do know those glitchless jumps because Rushing River is really strong in Blitz because hints are even more powerful.
Absolutely. As well, there's one song you don't always like to see, but it is one of those songs that you're glad it's not on AD.
Yeah, the with our current layout with having Fire, Shadow, and Spirit, there's only handful of songs that could be relevant for a Ocarina of Time song. It's Song of Storms, Sun Song, Saria Song, and it's actually the Child Songs. The Child Songs are really relevant songs here.
Mhm.
Potentially Requiem of Spirit, but only for 3 checks. Only for the Colossus Arch and the 2 child exclusive checks in Spirit. So just this layout does reduce the probability of seeing a AD seed.
Yeah, CAC having a whole lot of nothing besides Song of Time. Hopefully, Graveyard gives us some direction, or it'll just be straight to Child for both runners.
The Song of Time doesn't do terribly much. All Song of Time really does for you is one check in water, maybe going into the courtyard and forest if you're really hard up, and GTGT logic. That's really what it does. And of course, Dassar Saber check. Um, but it's not a very. It's a song that if you know you need it, becomes incredibly helpful because there's so little it actually does.
So far, like knowing we have to do water, it's nice having in your pocket just in case that elusive BK is behind it.
Or if you have to do gold scale water and you have to go down to the dragon chest, that jump to the dragon chest can be done with a bow as opposed to with bomb shoes.
Yeah. I know personally, I have a hard time getting it unless I'm coming from river.
Yeah, I can do it both ways because I might be known for my gold scale water obsession, but it is definitely easier. It's so easy to do that I was able to teach someone how to do it over voice during the middle of a race.
Okay. See, Dompe being nice to Inko here.
Yeah, methinkso has taken a couple fireballs to the face.
At the end of the day, you get under a minute, that's all that matters, and we get nothing.
Honestly, with all those fireballs to the face, 52 is pretty good.
Absolutely.
Kind of unfortunate the Song of Time was in the windmill, otherwise you could just go out to the windmill with it.
Yeah, I've been a fan of backwards CAC recently, so that always feels nice, having Song of Time to do that with.
Particularly if you have something to do outside of CAC, because you don't like walking out of the back of the graveyard and doing nothing along the way. Like,
Right.
one of the things that, I've talked to people about is, I don't really care, if one route between a place or another is efficient or, the fastest, or the most fastest possible way, as long as I'm doing checks along the way.
That's pretty much how it goes. You just never want to backtrack through something and you're just not doing anything extra. You're just walking.
Yeah. The less just walking you do, the better. Ooh, methinkso. Do not die to Geese and
Well, we
grave.
got a pity fairy.
That's good.
Hopefully.
It's one of the things that's helpful about the keys. They have a kind of need-sensitive drop table. Oh, that's helpful. It's
Unless you're in
we didn't-
fire and need precious seconds, they will not drop
Yeah.
first.
They will not drop time, definitely. Will anyone do cat chickens today? I'm gonna go with yes.
Yeah.
One of the things that was changed in S6 settings was they brought us down to 4 chickens, which I think is an awkward number. 3 and 5 I think both feel a little nicer, but still, it's better than doing 7.
Yeah, it feels better than doing 7. I don't see any reason you skip it, especially in a 1v1.
Exactly.
If you're already coming to Kakariko for the bottom of the well, you can get most of them just on the way.
What is that up there? I missed it.
It looked like seeds.
But they don't have the
They don't have slingshot, right?
Don't have the slingshot.
So that had to be either a gold rupee or a strength.
It was shiny. Like, it was yellow. Light arrows, I think, is a good shout from Panda Cerise.
Yeah.
I did not really see that. Although methinkso is going out to
yeah.
peak right now, so. Well, good thing we don't have Requiem on.
That is light arrows.
Yeah, that is light arrows. There we go. See, that's bright yellow, and it look like the shade of the gold rupee.
Jax's favorite check is dead.
How long until How long do we stop making fun of me over this?
All right, we'll end it here.
Yeah.
All right, both back to child.
I mean, think about like the GTD silver block. People wouldn't make fun of me for that anymore for some reason. That one was way worse. We already have Song of Time, Dastar. I'm not saying toilet.
We're only a couple items from getting to it.
I mean, and access, and we're several items from getting to it. Let's be real. Inko is rather wisely buying a shield first. With a discount, you'll
Priorities.
definitely end up with 20.
Wholeheartedly support the decision to buy a shield first. As Jack said, you get 20 for shooting range,
And
and
it's
it's
also
just
a good
objectively
reason
a
to
time saver.
yeah. Also, it's a good reason to do a little dip into adult. I like doing a little dip into adult because you end up with money, and then you don't abandon shooting gallery.
Mm. Right. Hyrule Castle 1. Probably wouldn't see Hyrule Castle 2 because you're trying to get the Lon Lon, but
Here is a small key.
always good to know unless we're still just hard key locked.
Well, Fire Temple is not supposed to be on our to-do list today.
Good hope.
Supposed. I mean, I said it, but to be fair, the fact that they're playing this seed has already invoked the curse.
I don't know. You see a hint about fire, and it kind of makes you think.
This is something where the hint distribution no longer works like this because of the removal of foolish hints. But when foolish hints are on, when you see a sometimes hint, there it is an elevated chance of there being an item in there. Because you cannot give a sometimes hint for an area that is directly hinted foolish.
Okay.
So, although it is not a guarantee, it is a lower chance that an area that has a sometimes hint is a foolish area in a setting with sometimes hint, with foolish hints.
Not something I ever think about, but that's a good point.
Yeah,
Even though we don't have foolish hints, you still have quote unquote foolish areas.
you absolutely have foolish areas, and unfortunately, the sometimes hints no longer indicate anything about them. Oh, hey, look, a
Right.
slingshot. That'll be really nice for efficiency and going through Lost Woods. But I still have a little bit of superstition about it because of the experience playing in previous settings. And yes, this is something like I had a conversation about this in a ZSR chat with Juke, and he just like, no, don't worry about it. You're not stupid. This is something called Bayesian probability theory, and it makes everyone mad. Don't worry about it.
Nice nocturne on Malin.
Yeah, we're getting all these songs that would be nice to have for these stone dungeons, and I'm going to sit here and drink my tea.
Well, if anything, you can see the chickens faster.
There we go. Get us our channel point predictions.
But yeah, no, seriously though, like if you come across a Song of Storms and you're looking at Bottom of the Well with ZL, Nocturne's going to be really nice for that.
Absolutely.
Like SFM could just have Storms for Path of Phantom Ganon. But we already know it's just going to be a boring like Saria song.
Sorry. It'll be sorry, and it will be sorry. A song it won't be. It won't even give us the convenience of Inuit.
No, gonna make you work for it.
Yeah.
Still looks like
Yeah.
methinkso is going Valley.
Valley Lake. I mean, you want to if you want to set up your scarecrow early. You've seen the Pierre hint, and if you are, maybe cover your base or maybe ending up in fire at some point. There are two checks here that I think Inko. Oh gosh, this is like me talking with people about theory. Inko's the people I've talked theory with. I'm not sure if he was the people who came down on the side of Valley Lake. I think Inko may be looking at trying to burn a little time of day here. Get Richard and then go do Dompe digging.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, he's got really decent time of day. Yeah, Ronin Traveler brings this up in chat. The real question is, where is magic and how far into spirit is it? That is the problem with this layout. This layout does not require magic, and magic has no guarantee of being on your paths or being required to get into Ganon's castle. This is very scary because you need magic to beat your game.
Yep, we're on our own for the magic this time. But yeah, Valley's not even bad with the closing of Deku Tree. That opens up Sphere Zero. You know, be it stronger. And there's Choose on Richard, so
Ooh, that is nice
immediately.
to have. Rewarded for that time of day play.
So now bottom of the well got way nicer as soon as we can get to it.
I think methinkso is one of the parts of chat with his Valley Link play here. Yeah, though it's kind of an empty valley right now.
Maybe it can pay out with some info here.
Not the
Stinger
best
chest.
info, but it's not my least favorite either. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the Challenge Cup. So the Challenge Cup is the Challenge Cup is played not in winners and losers brackets. It is played in a group stage, a round robin group stage, and the top 2 out of each group go on to a single elimination bracket. So right now we're currently playing group stage. This is Group G. Do we have records for these guys? Or is this their first match? It's early enough. It's probably their first match.
I believe this is the first match for the group. I can confirm.
Spirit Temple is the path to King Dodongo?
Oh,
Did I see that?
So time to take that slingshot into Spirit.
Yes, you warp Requiem. Warp Requiem. Why are you not warping Requiem right now?
Pronto.
You see that and you warp Requiem immediately.
I don't know. I mean, go ahead and get the rest of your hints, but I would leave Lake as soon as I'm done with the hints.
I mean, I don't like doing back of Lake hints as a child. The one where we saw the Ravaged Village's Epona, that hint, that's one I almost never get. If I ever am getting the back of Lake hints as a child, I'm only gonna be getting this one that methinkso gets coming up. Because I'll be getting it swimming off of the platform, getting a skull. Yes, welcome to welcome to Silver Gauntlets. Welcome to Challenge Cup. But yes, I don't think I'd be too worried about GTG because to get Epona, you're gonna have to get Longshot anyway. In fact, I think that's a good point. Hope nothing's in GTG. That puts our GTG items as magic in the Jabu kit. Very low the number of things that could be in GTG.
Alright, so we're committing to the full lake here, which it's not bad. You can go ahead and set up your Scarecrow like we were saying.
Yeah, maybe it was a little bit, actually, would I actually have warped directly immediately? Since we have Serenade, I think I might have.
Say you're only
then you
going
could just-
the hints here. You can just come back as adult, which is faster, but there's that.
And you can come
there's
back
that
and do
need
you can come back and do Child Lake after you grab your bombs, and then walk up a field with bombs, potentially.
Right, yeah, assuming it well.
Oh, there we go. Everyone can breathe a sigh of relief. The magic has been located. Also, it's a lovely shade of lavender. Yeah, we're not going to get a hint for that magic because, again, it's not required. Or, excuse me. It'll be weird if we get a hint for that magic, because that will imply that something we need is locked by a magic lock check. Because we do not need magic to defeat any of our dungeons directly. And there's methinkso playing Requiem. But we have a fire source in, we actually have access to a fire source, Sadie. We have Painted fire arrows on target in the woods. We just need to acquire ourselves a bow, and we can actually use that at your favorite check. Yes, this is Path of King Dodongo. I'm pretty happy with coming to do this now.
Yeah, I mean, assuming you get a key, 4 checks right away, but I would think it should just be the first 2.
Well, 3 checks right away, considering we bomb locked. We get at most 3 checks out of this. Or 3 items. At most 4 checks, at most 3 items.
Right.
Well, there's a key, so we're gonna get those get 3 checks here.
And meanwhile, nothing in Mitos, so we're heading to the Lost Woods.
Oh. Two keys here. Impressive. It'll be extremely funny if you can't actually go past here and the bombs are on adult side.
Would be funny, but also cruel.
Unlikely. But possible. Graveyard Goma. We have seen nothing there, except... Oh no, we saw Requiem. Oh, gross. 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 Gross, gross, gross.
A sword here, bombs and Deku, maybe?
Worse. Bombs here. K-Sword is just bomb locked somewhere in the world.
Yeah, that is worst case scenario. Just have fun picking 60% of the game for your K-Sword.
We gave you logic, now have fun.
Fire arrows for Inko while he plays a concert. And we're going deeper in the spirit.
She's gonna save some of these keys. Yeah, there's still checks there, so we don't have to be too worried about it, but it's very possible this is what there's a chain initiating here. Nothing and something. It's
Hey,
bombs.
there it is. Wow, we.
Wow, bombs. We do not know what's on an AD. Any of the child songs could force AD, but the only one that I would consider very likely would be Sun Song for AD. Or not Sun Song's not Storms for AD. I misspoke, but now I'm just gonna absorb into my worldview this call for Kikiri Sword and Sun Song Crave. Storms is the only one I would consider exceptionally likely out of my options, but...
It has been declared. So we
honestly...
think so, not continuing in spirit.
Oh, well, we have Sun Song. Sorry, everybody. Honestly, it's one of the Forest songs, isn't it? 30 skill strength.
Oh, and a seed where you potentially only need 1 strength.
You collect.
It's only 30. I agree.
Yeah, it's only 30, and more to the point, you know where it is. Skull Mask is a Zora scale. You have logical access to River.
And no 50.
We do like not seeing 50.
So you could see going back to graveyard, doing Composer Grave out of logic and checking Sunsong Grave.
Yeah, Composer Grave is probably not that out of logic, given what we know. It's a bow out of logic.
Right.
Of course, actually, no, methinkso would know that. Hello. That's not our path to fame getting.
No. It would almost have to be Suns, right? Because you currently can't access the adult song. Just depending on where it is.
I mean, Minuet or Zaria's could potentially be in Prelude or Bolero, check. Or in Ice Cavern for some god-awful reason. Yes. Bow and Sunsong Grave? Honestly, you could... Something just... Spirit Temple's a Morpha! A double Spirit Temple path.
So Inko knows Spirit's path, but does not know its path to Dodongo, so we'll see that bomb bag, and we'll possibly continue.
And that actually gives you even better motivation to go after that 30 skill strength.
Yeah, Inko might see bomb bag for Morpha and go, great, thanks.
Oh, we're doing Skull Mask today. You know, I don't hate it. This is so early in the seed, and you have Serenade, you actually are going to gain a lot of time just on...
Right.
better movement.
As soon as it's time for Jabu, you're going to be thanking yourself for getting it. And we're going to see Hyrule Castle Fairy.
Oh, that is so easy to orphan. My most orphanable check.
This is one of those, like, might as well. I can scum the chew. My save's quit right here at Market.
I'm just gonna, like, watch how much time this takes just to convince myself I need to stop, like, being precious about this check. Okay, so it
Not the
takes what?
worst.
Like...
If you can
15 seconds
out,
to walk over here? If you backwalk more of this, you can make it faster. It's like... Okay, so that's like 25 seconds. That's like 30 seconds at most. I guess we should all just collectively agree to stop orphaning this check.
I think it's more so bad. Like if you're I like to check the hints in Child 1, so that kind of
Oh, I always do too.
From wanting to go back.
That's definitely my game plan.
Yep, back to graveyard for Inko. Or
He needs to play Sunsong so we can
yeah.
actually open this Sunsong grave. Gotta check in on Flappy Younger.
Yeah, that kid is ruthless. Nothing gets past him.
Yeah, with Sunsong, you'll be able to manipulate time of day as much as you would like. So, makes your routing much more efficient. Well, there is something in Sunsong Grave. Hookshot.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll absolutely help.
Yep, Suns for hookshot.
Yep, that would all hang together quite nicely, wouldn't it?
Also, great information for long shot.
Yeah, so we do have hookshot locked long shot. It's not necessarily long shot somewhere in spirit. It can be iron boots in spirit because the game thinks you need it to beat a water temple.
Just that your hook shot has to be long shot lock now.
Mm-hmm. I
And it could
mean,
be spirit. Could be the compass check.
just being
Pretty good.
honestly, right with what we have right now, spirit itself is just hookshot locked in general because we don't have enough stuff to do 30 skulls without using that hookshot.
Oh, that's true.
I think you almost always need at least 2 items to be able to do 30. So bomb bag plus hookshot will get you there.
According to my personal tracker, I'm showing 22 without hook.
Yeah. So you absolutely do need the hookshot.
All right, Eco gonna get the magic. Gonna be really happy to see that.
Yeah, that's really nice. So our graveyard path to Goma can also be a hookshot. That's
Yeah, we
delightful.
could see some nice overlap.
It's really unfortunate for the Goma path because that has the two candidate paths we have right now for Goma are bomb bag and hookshot. Neither of which I'm happy about.
Yeah, just overall vague either way you go.
So you're basically saying it is in the game.
Basically.
Particularly with a hookshot locked long shot.
And yes, infamous as of the qualifier season, Child Goron City from methinkso.
Oh, Chalcoran City. I think I made the statement before. Just do as much of it as you can as soon as you can because you won't want to come back.
Absolutely. If you're going through Lost Woods for the first time as a child with explosives, just do it.
Do a Sun Song because then you can just do a Sun's Warp out.
Yep. Even if you're just getting the rolling Goron and can't do the pot, like it's that
Really
peace
worth
of
it.
mind.
It's just you just take one step out. If the loading zone makes it feel psychologically much further away, but it's not that bad. Yes, also yes. Shout out to the Banjo Kazooie music. Childhood fave. It's like Ocarina of Time and Banjo Kazooie were my 2 formative N64 games.
Rolling Goron just taking a sweet time. There we go.
Yeah, there's a reason you want to do that first because you can catch the cycle.
Well, nothing here, but you don't have to worry about coming back later.
Depending on bow, doesn't the hookshot currently lock the bomb bag given the need for adult range weapon on child climb? That is potentially true, although we're getting into weird edge case spirit key logic there.
Alright, we're seeing the maze as well. Not the worst thing to do, because you also get a skull out of it.
Yeah, this is one of the things where if you can't do the one problem here is it's a little harder to do the peak of the left size maze chest as a child. But
Yeah.
the skull is worth it. Particularly if you got an eye on that 30 skull collection. Oh, don't stand there. Unless you're trying to take a death warp, then do stand there.
Yeah.
One of the things you will learn as you play this game over and over again is which direction the skull comes flying out of the crate. Exactly. We have Meadow to Fam Ganon with Hook on Sunsong Grave. Everything hangs together. Yeah, you should have read the directions, Dastar. You would done much. You'd be doing much better. Well, Inko will be getting his bomb bag very shortly. We'll see if he'll probably go a little further, considering he is the path to Morpha.
I would think so.
Honestly, I might have. I was a little surprised when methinkso bailed. With knowing that Spirit's a stone, though. It's defensible.
I don't personally see any reason not to continue. I mean, you can always just like if you're just running on choose, even you can always scum that away.
Exactly. And you get
Plus,
the
you
bomb
can
bag quite literally right there.
get a bit of info on the key layout.
And these two checks are kind of. This is one of the weird things about Spirit Key Logic. One of the many weird things about Spirit Key Logic. Even if you have the fire arrows and no bow, sometimes it thinks you have a fire source.
God. Every time I think I understand something about key logic and spirit, I learn something horrible like that.
I love Spirit Key Logic would make more sense if they at least like addressed that, you know? I like Spirit Key Logic, but sometimes the fact that, in theory, sometimes like things like, oh, well, technically this is locked even though you can't get to it until you get it. Okay.
All right,
Because it
BK on
doesn't
the
take,
map. No one wants that.
yeah. Well, on the other hand, you probably want to just get that out of the way. I don't remember. I think when we peeked, someone probably peeked the hand.
I don't think so.
Oh. I saw that scene. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I caught some of it. Methinkso getting to 10, so we'll see that check here soon. Man, looks like we're gonna see the Silver Gauntlet's chest. Unless we're just grabbing... Oh, we don't have a ring. Never mind.
No ring, so no skull grabbing with that right there. Still, both of our runners making a good clip at skulls. Getting to 10 skulls around the half an hour and turning them around the half hour mark is very speedy. No, not very speedy. You can get it faster than that, but if you're actually making progress on other fronts.
Yeah, just easy on the way skulls.
Mm-hmm. And with something like a strength, maybe you do, and you are not fully convinced that you want the. Oh, we have a long shot locked spirit with
Interesting.
a path to Morpha. Might be early on adult side. Yeah, I think we'll probably see Inko go, hit the gas on the skull hunting. Also, we do need a long. We need our hookshot marked on the incoherent side to go along with the hookshot that methinkso is about to get. Thank you.
All right, Colossus Fairy, what do you have for us today?
Libby.
It's a whole $5.
At this point, you're at your like, you're at the 38-minute point. You've got a hook shot, you got a bomb bag, you've got a bunch of songs, you got a little bit of guidance. You're probably terrified of that Goma path. I think at this point you're probably ready to start hitting the gas and get going on Dunago's Cavern.
Yep, as I say, hit up the dongos, maybe see what the song is in SFM to get some more info, possibly dip in the forest.
You want a
But
beer, honey?
Yes, please, thank you.
You like a glass?
Yes, thank you. I get full service around here. So, yes, I'm sure you can hear him because he's just yelling at me across the room. And I have a nice mic, so it probably does pick him up. But it's nice service. So we're gonna be seeing some bomb tree bowling. You probably want to go get through Naga's Cavern, go up through Warren City.
hey, look at that. Classic.
And that would be why we have a the spirit path to King Gadongo. Dude, I went poutine after this conversation in CSR earlier today.
All right, back to adult for Inko.
Probably gonna see you just warp straight to Nocturne and start going up through the Death Mountain area and then over into Lost Woods. Only possible
Absolutely.
curveball I could see there would be maybe with a stop in Lake to do adult lake checks, but that would be maybe a little fussy.
Yeah, it's certainly something you could do, but probably not the highest priority. Should probably see methinkso right behind.
Yeah, both our runners are pretty even. Both, I think, incoherent is probably gonna be going for the skull outside Gan's castle. So I'm just wondering, what is he doing walking out? And is it probably going for the skull outside of Gan's castle as long as he's walking out. No, no, okay, never mind.
Near Market Grotto, probably.
Ah, yes, that one's far too easy to miss. That's something I just choose to dedicate one of my bomb cheese to whenever I get a pack because I know otherwise I will orphan it. And that's one of my personal ticks, not anything that's like widespread, so I can lose to that.
It's just so easy to miss.
I like that we have both OGC and Hyrule Castle Fairy hints. That's nice. That is one of the hardest hints for me to read, for the record, because I'm always like, did it say OGC or Hyrule Castle Fairy?
Yeah, you just see
No, this
castle
time
and
it's
go with
both.
it.
It's both. It's both.
Another very missable check.
Yeah, that's a top I was pointing out. All of our sometimes hints have been found. And yes, my tracker's full up on them. Yeah, I don't know if I would have come out here for that because you don't have the ability to get it. But then again, you know you're not getting Epona until quite late, and if, say, the Iron Boots are there for some reason, you'd want to know that sooner rather than later.
I can see it not being too bad since you can just warp away from it.
Yeah. Taking that extra moment to just, calmly think about what you're doing instead of just jumping straight into the next thing you're on your to-do list. Just covering your bases, making sure you don't orphan checks. It really helps. Have $20. So 2 rupees per skull. It's
Not a
yeah,
bad
I don't know.
investment.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a great rate, but I've seen worse.
Oh, we have a big chest on the Redeg Grotto.
I was feeling these bombs are going to just
Ah,
open up a bit. Maybe not there. Alright, so we have progression to Dongo's Cavern. Absolutely where you should be headed right now. Man,
yeah,
I don't... None of our... Aside from Spirit being, like, just lit up in, neon lights saying, you're doing this stone dungeon, you're doing this stone dungeon, none of our... We don't really have any appealing stone dungeons. Like, even Spirit's not that appealing most of the time.
no, yeah, like I'm not good to be rushing Stone Spirit unless in this weird case where it's, hey, this is a double path, you should go here.
Stone Fire in particular is like, yeah, there could theoretically be some open checks there right now. Are you gonna go for them? I don't think so.
But Stone Shadow, on the other hand, if I'm walking around with the kit, you best believe.
Yeah, Stone Shadow telegraphs that it wants you to be there. It's just, it hands you Nocturne, it hands you Magic, it hands you Dins, it hands you Hover Boots. Fire is weird because you don't really want to go in there unless you have the hammer. Yep, OT is Minuet. Because you don't want to go in there unless you have the hammer, but there can be things in there that are not hammer locked, including the hammer. Really, I want to see Sarius. Until I know this isn't logical AD. Heck, that might even be a motivating reason to push over to SFM if you don't have a better thing to do with your time.
Alright, big chest in the compass.
There's our
And
first
there's
strength
a
upgrade.
But you want to keep pushing those skulls because you know you're possibly looking at, or you're definitely looking at this point, based on what both runners know, is our path to more both strength 2 locked.
And even more so now that you've found the strength 1, you want that to get strength 2 as quickly as possible, because it's definitely in logic. Could be, say, long shot that is supposed to open up GTG to get everything else that you're supposed to have, as well as just generally meaning long shot. More Banjo-Kazooie.
Ingo did pick up the scale, right?
I don't believe he did.
I know they set up for...
They set up
like,
the Skull Mask, but I don't believe they went back into Lost Woods.
okay, I was just thinking, if it is just long shot and spirit, you come across a gold scale, you're all set.
Oh, exactly. Because 90% of the time, it works every time. It's actually one of the probabilistic things of the way that keys are distributed in dungeons. The big key is placed first. So it is actually what's called a uniform distribution from probability theory. So it is a flat, 10% chance that you're going to have a central pillar boss key.
Okay, I knew the keys were placed first, but I didn't know the BK was specifically placed first.
Yeah, BK is specifically placed first, and the keys are placed around it in a logical way. In general, the way the algorithm works is place a thing that has the fewest restrictions, and then start placing things around it.
Was that Vanilla Bolero?
Indeed it was. That's even more of a reason to not even think about dipping fire. Shadow Temple is a path to
Shadow.
Baronade. Stone Shadow has found a way, everybody. I told you. Didn't we tell you at the beginning that you shouldn't look at this layout and think, oh, this will be fast and easy? We told you.
Seed always finds a way to break your heart.
Just accept it. Just go past the just go through all of the stages of rando and just reach acceptance.
Yeah, just go ahead and skip denial, if anything.
Mhm. Yeah, it just looks like we're gonna have an oops. We're just gonna have an oops AD, just because we're gonna have to just go in. We're with the dip. We have to at least dip Shadow and Spirit.
Oops AD, hopefully minus fire.
Actually, the most important thing, actually even doubly so with the Shadow and Spirit, both being hinted, we really, really need to see the SFM song.
Yeah, because at this point we're looking at 3 locations it could be in, which, you know, SFM, Ice, or Prelude.
Because if it's just Saria's song out there, then you have to just question every single one of your hands. And even Ice right now I'd be questioning, because if you have Shadow have to Baronade and it's just, I don't know, Mirror Shield because you have, or Hammer because it's a logical AD. Also, I think so. It's 5 hours. It's 5 hours. 50 minutes in here. Why do you not have a shield?
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say they'll get the rest of the rupees here and buy it right after.
Yeah, that's. I mean, honestly, it's a great place to farm up the rest of the rupees because there's those 2 pots at the top of the stairs that both drop 20s consistently.
I can't remember from Triforce Blitz if they were like a active non-shield buyer, but
Yeah, but you should not be an active non-shield buyer. That is a very good way to lose yourself some time.
especially in a 1v1 situation.
And particularly when you're going in someone who's been playing, who's significantly more experience than you do. Because you know they're going to be buying a shield and then pounding their experience advantage over you.
Exactly. You know you messed up when you go to forest without a shield.
Honestly, you know what? I feel like I've messed up. When I'm on opponent, I'm headed to do hookshotless GTG, and I realize I don't have a shield.
Oh no. Yeah, that guard fight is atrocious without one.
You can't do full hookshotless GTG without a shield. You need to do a ground jump.
That's right. Unless you have the hovers.
Yes, if you have the hovers, then you can hover off of a chest. Yes, the guard fight is no fun. Although I'm a proponent of the bow guard fight for GTG, so if there's nothing with bow, I'm okay typically. Ooh, let's have a late show tomorrow with Sagatsuga and Vela. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to try to get home from work on time to bang out a practice seed and watch that.
I'll be here for that one. I'll be on the tracker side though.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm getting dental work tomorrow morning, so I'm not talking. Alright, no worrying about left side chest. That's good.
But yeah, both runners just kind of tracing each other's steps. I imagine we'll see Lost Woods into SFM soon.
Yeah, this is a pretty standard early. These are pretty standard early areas to be in. Get your first bomb bag. Get your Dog's Cavern does your first medallion. Do a lot of the bomb lock checks around this, the area in Death Mountain Crater, Death Mountain Trail where you first get bombs. So there's tons of these. It's really bomb check rich.
I guess the real question is, once you get to SFM, you go ahead and dip Forest Temple. Personally, I would.
As long as you're up there, particularly since you're hunting skulls. You have Song of Time. With Song of Time, you can finish. You can finish the courtyard no matter what the key layout is. So you can get the front of Forest done. Get 3 skulls for your trouble. Yeah, I'd do it.
You can go a step further. Go ahead and push the blocks, and then recoil down as well for the Floor Master.
Yeah, that's another skull. Yeah, that's 4 skulls and getting the front done. For the moment, Bolero is left by hooks, maybe a path will lead to fire. We don't have to talk about that, but it's absolutely right.
And now Inco knows Spirit's double path.
Mm-hmm. Honestly,
Love
it's
that
probably a bit of
application.
a that's probably a bit of a comfort for Inco, because I would be feeling kind of bad about seeing bombs being my path to Morpha.
Oh, absolutely.
That also would confuse me, because then what the heck is my path to? Am I going to be seeing a graveyard path King Dodongo and then just have something useless? Inco's webcam is on. He just visibly groaned at the Shadow Temple path from his tracker. I mean, as long as we're talking about that and we're just kind of doing this area, maybe this is a great time to say that the runners, if you want to look at their webcam grown faces and watch more of their awesome running, you can follow them over at twitch.tv/incoherent and twitch.tv/methinkso. So just a little bit early shout out, as long as we're talking about that and watching the most difficult boss fight in the game wrap up.
Absolutely, Dastar.
Less incoherent and more non-specific. As far as I can tell right now, the seed is just saying, play a Zooter seed.
Oh, and we are not going to SFM right away.
With this nonsense coming up and a Ocarina of Time minuet, don't like it, actually.
Yeah, I personally want to know what's up with Forest Access.
Am I looking at Logical AD?
Right.
Because if this is Logical AD, then I need to take everything I'm looking at with a grain of salt.
Oh, we have bingo cards?
Oh yeah, you should check out the bingo cards. I have not been playing them, and I should, because they're really fun. Multiple paths leading the same item. I got that. I got one.
You know, but this still does make sense from Incoherent's side, because he's checking hookshot locked areas. Well, no, because this would just be behind bombs then.
Yeah, that's behind bombs. Actually, this is Spear Zero, because the scale is on Skull Mask.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, not Spear Zero, but, it's open many ways. There's the vanilla scale.
Oh. Well, there's your water temple, potentially.
Well, you still need a long shot, but...
We kind of know where it has to be.
Yeah, you really don't want to be doing gold scale water without the full kit because you want to know for sure whether your check is in the you're in the 90% world or the 10% world. And if you don't have a good kit for it, you can't know for sure. I love gold scale water. I will still push it off until I am either, hey, if I just do this, I could just be done, or until I have the kit, the entire kit. I need to do everything except for Central Pillar.
Yeah, really, besides the obvious long shot, the only thing to comfortably do it now is just a bow.
Mm-hmm. Hovers would be nice, but not necessary at all.
Yeah, that's just quality of life. A little bit of speed up. Alright, looks like we're going to see South Hyrule Field. Meanwhile, methinkso just rushing skulls on the way.
Yeah, very nice there. And I think we will be seeing this for methinkso because we will get to see whether we are in a logical AD situation. Although actually it depends on whether there's a... It does depend on whether we are looking at the location of our Ruto's letter. Happy 1 hour. Yes, happy 1 hour, y'all. I did just shout out the racers, but we can give them another shout out because they're doing incredible. Incoherent and methinkso. Thank you to our trackers, Viva, Top File, and Sadie. And Sadie is pulling double duty, tracking and restreaming, so thank you so much. And I am jaxstronomy. I'm here with Artificial Red, and we're having a great time. And race monitoring. Jeez, doing everything. Oh gosh, Frogzosaurus Rivers is Boomerang.
Oh boy. And also great to be here coming with you, Jax.
Frogs too. Welcome to season 6, where the Frogs Chew is always live.
And there's storms in SFM.
Storms in SFM. Oh, okay. So, to get our boomerang, we need to finish Water Deck of Forest. We need... to get... We need to go to the back of Ice Cavern, don't we? Oh no, maybe not. Actually not.
Yeah, we're down to, for Sarias, we're down to ice
Prelude or ice.
With Ruto's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that's the scary part, because that could be... the scary part being here in methinkso's situation is if you had a bow, you'd be really comfy here, because you go through like, oh, look, I found the Ruto's letter. Now I can find out if I'm really in a logical AD situation. We didn't know for a while.
With Shadow Path to Baronade, you kind of wonder which piece of Jabu kit's in there.
Well, we know it's not the boomerang.
But, well, yeah, I guess it would have to be letter then, because that would still be pointing to the boomerang.
Here's the thing, though. It doesn't... If we're looking at Minuet being for logical access, what if letter's in the well?
Yeah.
If letter's in the well and Sarias is in Ice Cavern, and Hammer or Mirror Shield is in a fire, or is in a shadow. Also, nice fight there for methinkso. You shouldn't have to do that, but it's nice. Okay, it's not Hammer, thankfully. Yeah, sure, we have yet another Frogs Chew scene. Alright, so we know that Sari's song is accessible. That's good. That is a very, very good thing to find here in Forest. So that does mean that I think it does have to be either Ruto's letter or something locking Ruto's letter in Shadow. I said Frogs too. Frogs too is our boomerang today.
A very hard required Frogs too.
It is nice rupees. Well pointed out.
Oh, there's one square for me. Again. Yeah, pretty nice rupees. It would be much nicer if they had rupees to buy a shield, but you know.
You know, it's funny, I think I can already mark some on my bingo card, which is Jabu contains no useful item.
Yeah, I guess it can't, can it?
I think at this point it really cannot. We know where our light arrows are.
Yeah, Jabu is just into the line. You're go moding it, you're done.
Yeah. Jabu's our last dungeon, logically. Since asking you do a lot of side dungeon stone dungeon content for a C that is not in fact AD.
So I guess we're getting a 20 check here from methinkso, because it looks like they're at 21.
Nice Briscoe collection from them.
And where do you go from here?
It's a great question, because right now you've verified it's not logical ID. You need 10 more, you need 9 more skulls is the answer, but
Oh,
Mirror Shield, hello. Ew. Well, you got a shield, methinkso. You didn't have to buy one. Are you happy now?
bailed out.
All you have to do is collect 20 skulls. Hmm. Oh, the
And you know?
well. The well.
Yep. I was gonna say with that mirror
I think
shield
that's...
and
I don't love it. Given what I know,
Yep.
I don't love it, but...
It's not the worst. I mean, you can clear it out.
Yeah, but Song of Storms is so deep.
That's
It has to either be
true.
between water or shadow.
Yeah, we don't actually have access to Song of Storm, so this could be a waste of
It
time,
would give
depending
you a
on where
lot
it
of
is.
information if you found something, though. If you found something there, you would get a lot of information from there.
Plus, I mean, it's 4 more skulls.
Yeah. If you get... Because if you get a piece of the shadow kit, you know that it's water. And if it was locked by water. And if you get a piece of the water kit, you know it was locked by shadow.
Mhm.
What a loyal dog following him around into the daytime.
He may not be Richard, but still the best boy.
Out of logic bow and well? I don't even know if it's out of logic. That is going to get the scale, I think.
Yeah, it looks like a hike to Kokiri Forest.
Yeah. Probably do Kikiri Storms on the way because that certainly is not really spending any time at all. Inko is walking out, so we'll probably be seeing Kikiri Storms from him before methinkso gets there.
Mhm.
Also, there's a skull here. That's not terrible.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see where Inko goes to next.
Well, Inko has found a large chest.
Just in case you forget, Skull Mask is a scale.
Hey, Roar's Wind. Not, not required, but nice.
Always feel good to have that in your pocket, especially with the early magic.
Yeah, both of our racers have had the magic for quite a while, nothing to do with it. Turns out the magic was the least of our problems this seed.
Yeah.
Bolero.
Be Fire Dip or
I
Crater
was about to
Fairy.
say, you cannot possibly be dipping fire.
No, I would believe Crater Fairy before that.
Yeah, Crater Fairy. Although we're pulling out a Goron tunic, it might be on his mind after doing Crater Fairy. We'll be seeing some Deku scrubs on methinkso side, so if you're a fan, just calling your eyes to that side. I know they're out there. Yeah.
And that's true, but we don't have to like it.
Well, we do have a ton of logic outside of fire. We have spirit.
Yeah, that's fair. We just have to get the rest of our skulls to get there.
Exactly. And pointing out, fire's not in logic. The hammer is not logical.
That's true. I mean, you could have like the first.
Yeah, like the first little bit, but
Yeah.
if
and
you
then
were
just
going to be
depend
going
on
somewhere
phase.
that was, I would want to go somewhere with a bunch of skulls if I was going to be going somewhere that was out of logic. Somewhere required or with a bunch of skulls.
Yeah, and you're not getting but 2 skulls out of logic from fire. Unless you go all the way up.
And we know Pierre's a small key. Pierre's the big one for skulls and fire. If you have to go Pierre, it's actually great when you're looking for skulls because there's 2 skulls right there.
I don't think we've seen this grotto, have we?
We have not. They've just gotten their Song of Storms after all. You have Sunsong. Yeah, at this point I think you just push skulls hard because you know there is something you need in spirit. And I think it's a mistake to be going back child here because the logical skulls are adult. The easy skulls to get are as an adult right now. Yeah, a couple in river, you can get the one in domain, which isn't amazing, but you can get it. There's the one in the grotto outside of Kakariko. The canonical 50th skull.
Yep. Oh, the
Claim
claim checking
check.
frogs.
Well, it's sold out. Well, methinkso doesn't have the frogs 2 hint.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to go ahead and set up what the songs they have, but
I was saying,
Where
why
was
wouldn't you set up
our-
your other songs there? That was in Open Grotto. Because methinkso did the Valley Lake, but he didn't do the walk up to Kakiri because he went out to get the bomb bag from Spirit.
oh. Well, let's hope for me think so. There's another copy somewhere, or because I don't
Yeah,
know.
he'll probably eventually work his way over there.
Yeah, that might be a little rough, given what they've already done in that area.
Oh, bind the bean to get the light arrows. Yes, we've all seen it. Ocarina of Time teaches many what a forest. Get better material. Wait, that's shiny. You know what you do, Red?
What's that?
You go to
Oh.
Gerudo area. That's what you do. Hello. Yeah, you can go to Gerudo area with your shiny new Furora's Wind. And then you can go get up to 30 and come back.
Okay, I must be having seed bleed because I swear we'd seen River already. So that long shot.
We
kinda
have not
shocked
actually
me.
seen River.
I
Which is
just
why I was
watching everyone
calling
on
for
purpose.
both of our runners to be doing River for Skulls, and because they hadn't done it yet. Oh, we've been seeing. If you have not noticed, chat, we have been in the midst of constant seeds. So forgive us if we have any seed bleed. We've been playing and watching a ton of rando.
What does that mean?
The frogs 2-hit right above the frogs!
Oh, what a classic. Oh,
And
my
a bow.
God, there's a bow. Okay. I was gonna say, what could be in Spirit at this point?
The answer is Iron Bits.
Yep. So that could just be skipping.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I think you try and skip it.
This might be time to hit the gas.
Yeah, I think you grab that bow. Oh my gosh, this is I don't want to say it's a problem, but we have knowledge that this all fits together, but methinkso doesn't have the scale off of adult fishing.
All Inko has to do is just turn his skull mask and
Yeah, Inko has to turn his skull mask, and he can just
he might just
hit
get long shot here. Like he's
Yeah, he might hit. He just has to. He can. The one thing to think about is you still need access to shadow here. We're still missing stuff.
I probably wouldn't write off Spirit completely, but it's not the top priority at the moment. But
You can
yeah,
certainly
given that
see if
shadow
you can certainly see if water is going to be end up being your Saria's song.
yeah, this just became really interesting now. Not like it wasn't, but it's definitely
Yeah,
intensified.
this is given some very real options to our runners. Outside, I love the canonical frogs 2 hint over the frogs.
It's just classic.
I don't see the point in having fixed location hints when they're already there.
Right? Same as I always get the big Goron hit right below big
Like
Goron.
right under Fingoron. Yeah. We also always know the second magic is in shadow, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's just a given. But yeah.
Don't worry,
Inko
think so.
picks up-
I know it feels bad feeling like losing your stick on this torch run, but you'll be really happy in a second.
It'll all be worth it. Yeah, Inko getting long shot. Probably just gonna book it straight to the goal scale. We'll see if they go for water.
Going to plant this bean, very good.
Did Inko pick up beans when getting the chicken?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He grabbed beans, grabbed the chicken, grab beans, grab the skull, grab the chicken. Shadow Temple, Path to Baronade, classic. I do wonder where we're gonna end up seeing our Din's Fire. Yeah, this is why I was calling for just go and do Childside Spirit. It's all of, 2 extra checks here from what you would have done to get the bomb bag. You're not spending any resources that aren't renewable.
Right.
And it's easier to do those 2 checks with sticks anyway. All this is designed to be done with sticks. At least methinkso is grabbing its skull out of the deal. Yeah, the music here has been incredible, I will agree. I love having these, I don't play with randomized music because I find it kind of distracting as a runner, but I always enjoy watching people who use it.
Yeah, it just adds a little bit more replayability to it. But yeah, I'm the same way. I usually like to run it random, but like if I'm playing my tournament matches, then I'll put it on vanilla just for the extra concentration.
When I'm playing practices, offline, I just put on emo music.
There's a nice
Incoherent.
scale.
Incoherent, do the thing. Make me happy.
Do it for the fans.
By fans, I mean me.
Right. We gotta know what's in Central Pillar. AKA
No, we don't.
that we don't have to do it, I mean.
We do not have to know what's in Central Pillar because we don't have to do it.
What am I saying? It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's DLC.
But no, pit stop into the well.
Again, this could give you some pretty interesting information. But seeing that hammer, we know that it's not just logical AD. It's not logical AD for to get Minuet to go into Forest, so we know that we do really have to go in Shadow. Whether we want to or not. Is it time?
And they both do
Double
it.
chickens!
We also have chicken route divergence, which is interesting. One of the cool things about only having 4 is multiple ways and combinations to do it.
They'll both fail. I don't know why you would spend the time doing half the chickens and not do all the chickens. That's the worst of both worlds. I mean, methinkso has had some better Kuko execution here. He's been a much better Kuko herd.
I genuinely think like the route that methinkso took is faster.
Yeah, I
in
would.
terms of getting
The
4.
one that Incoherent took is much better for 3. And is also, I would say generally, if you're going to be getting that truck behind the fence at the same time, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I will take your points, Death Star. Thank you. No, I'm just surprised they're both choosing to go well.
I mean, I guess you could kind of hope for a piece of the Shadow Kid here.
Yeah, it would give you some clarity on your general, the shape of the seed. And yeah, K-Sword is also a big old question mark.
Yeah, we're still just looking at, yeah, it's bomb locked. Have fun.
Yeah. At the moment, we're looking at I just don't love it as much because we know that it's behind one heavy requirement dungeon right now. But maybe that's something important right there. As far as we know, we need 30. There's a
Okay.
letter. Okay. Irons
Nice
are
fingers.
in shadow. Inco hit the gas. Inco needs to hit the gas. Although you don't need to hit the gas yet, I guess. But irons are in shadow. Shadow's path to Baronade. Water locks Saria's on Prelude. There's another,
Oh, that's okay.
Boomerang is on Frogs too, but also,
Oh
Inco,
my
hit the gas. Inco, leave. You have to
It's
leave
time to
now.
go. Yeah. I
Inco,
think you
know what's
can.
going on.
I think you can
Well, I know what's
confidently
going
skip
on.
Shadow. Like,
You can skip Shadow, and you can skip. You might be able to skip Shadow, and you might be able to skip. No, this is you can finish the seed now. Inko doesn't know it, but he has a 90% chance of being in go mode.
yeah, pending water BK. This is essentially go mode. Granted, you still have some work to do getting your last two songs for frogs. But
Yeah. So here's the story. They went out of logic to go to Sacred Forest Meadow. That is where the Song of Storms was. The Song of Storms has locked the Ruto's Letter and the Kokiri Sword. Shadow was Path to Baronade, and Spirit was Path to Morpha. We don't have the ability to get into Sacred Forest Meadow as an adult yet. Therefore, Saria's song has to be on Prelude, which means you have to beat Water Temple to get into Forest, and to get to the Song of Storms. So we know that Shadow Path to Baronade has to be our Iron Boots, and our Spirit has to be part of our Shadow Kit. So you can just hit the gas. You got a 90% chance of being in go mode right now. I would take those odds. I'd take those odds any day. I would take a 90% chance of being in go mode at 127.
oh, absolutely.
Also, Inko does have the long shot from River, so he can just go do Gold Scale Water. So Incoherent is going to go pick up his light arrows. If I'm Inko, I am going to the water immediately after picking these up. Or I guess if Inko is me. Which is a much scarier thought, to be honest.
I think the only thing I would do different here is, you have to go to ice for the song. Maybe go ahead and turn in letter first.
You don't.
Am I
You do
looking at
not
my
have
songs wrong?
Prelude is in ice. Huh. Out of Logic Silver Gauntlets, everybody. You know, methinkso may be doing okay too, because he can just go to Spirit. He may not be too far behind. This can get exciting, because Goldscale Water Route is... if you practice at it, it's not that much slower than the Iron Boots route, but it is slower. But if he ends up grabbing the kit for... If he ends up grabbing his kit for the... if the Shadow Kit's really shallow in Spirit, he might be in good shape. Oh, methinkso do not go to Ice Cavern. One thing you know in the sea is you do not need to go to ice. Inko is in go mode.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, hopefully methinkso is just turning in letter as a setup, but this is probably setting up for ice.
He's going towards Jabu right now. Does he have the hint for
I don't think.
Perhaps he's just
Yeah.
dropping for his wind.
Yeah,
As long as
remember
he's walked up here.
the frog's hint was above the frogs.
Epona's song is on...
Burning Cat.
Burning Cat, thank you. All right, Red. I think we can officially christen the seat a jet.
Yeah.
When you're in
I
go
agree.
mode at 130, this is a jet. Like, you still got to do a bunch. Like, you still have 4 more dungeons to do, including Forest.
One
But
dungeon go mode. You've already done half a forest.
still, it's not every day you get a jet where you're supposed to be doing Stone Shadow and all of Stone Spirit and Frogs too. Just setting up for Roar's Wind. I agree with that.
Yep, Spirit still path to Morphle.
If you were wondering, but... I can finally do it. I can finally post it and not be just beaming. This is, in fact, DLC.
Without a doubt, hard DLC.
You didn't even have to go find your shadow to go get the DLC.
No, just first checking water BK, no problem.
Yeah. I don't see what's the problem here. So I'm gonna assume Spirit's gonna be Dins and Shadow would be Irons, but it could be worse. Bolero and walk over to Forest. And one of the unfortunate things is with this particular dungeon layout, you're just going to have to do a little bit of going back and forth.
Yeah, so go ahead and finish off Forest. Pick up your
Go do
Prelude song.
Deku.
Yep.
Prelude song, which is Saria's.
Then go back, pick up pick up your opponents, then go back, get your boomerang.
Sure, Din's in Wasteland, why not?
I mean, it could be. We're just unfortunately never going to see it at this point.
Yeah, I think the odds of methinkso chasing down that logical chain before Inko finishes is possible. Non-zero. Mido.
All right. Yeah, please, Mido.
One thing I've noticed is when I've been having trouble with Mido, let me over his stupid head recently, is like letting go of Z target as you're in the middle of the backflip sometimes helps.
Oh, that just works?
Yeah, sometimes it works. Particularly when I'm doing it naked Mido skip. When you're not using bow or hookshot to assist. Sometimes it helps.
I'll have to try that because recently I do it itemless every time now, no matter what, just to get the practice in for it.
Yeah, itemless Mido skip is not that bad. It's just stab the air and do a backflip. Okay, look at all of the Deku Tree we won't be seeing from Incoherent.
Yeah, Inko could just... Oh, well, no, I was going to say they could fire their way through, but we don't have Dins.
Yeah, he will not be getting Dins. He's not going to be going anywhere where Dins will be.
You climb up and just jump down. You can just skip
Yeah,
everything.
it's not that much slower, but...
You can... Okay, I guess it's RSL brain. I'm like, you can just long shot to the top and jump down. But no.
That would crash your game. Doing child Deku Tree rocks, though. Or, excuse me, adult Deku Tree.
Oh, it's
Adult
so much
Deku
fun.
Tree is so much fun.
Especially
Oddly
when you
enough,
can just
though,
hammer the scrub.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah. Adult Deku Tree is one of the real joys of Dungeon ER. But yeah, like, I've heard that just breaks things when you try and make child, like, use a hookshot.
Yeah, wouldn't recommend. Also wouldn't recommend giving Link sticks. Just hard crashes.
Yeah, that's not good.
So I guess methinkso thinks they need to be in Shadow. So we're looking for Shadowgit.
I mean, in theory, you do need to be in Shadow, just... He doesn't have that... I don't know why... Oh, okay, I do know why. I was like, I don't know why he didn't go into Spirit if he thought this. I'm like, oh, I know why, because you want... This is something where I think Inko might be able to do this slightly better. Going out of the well. If he had finished Deku before this adult trip, he would have saved himself a age change.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be looking to save himself an age change here. Man, I'm not used to running out of what ifs by the 1 hour 40 mark.
Well, we can just go out, get the amazing Feroz Wind strats in Forest.
Feroz Wind's Forest is so good.
Also, hey Gomer, bye Gomer.
I'm not gonna get dental work started at 10 p.m. Not, absolutely not. Yeah, even when you are retracking Deku, it does not take that long. I think I remember mentioning at some point, like mid-game, like, oh yeah, you could do like highlight adult highlight here, but it'd be kind of spicy. Turns out it actually ended up making a huge difference in the seed. There's the Furor's win strat that Red was bringing up. Yeah, if you set the Furor's win there, it sets the state of the room as well, so you can untwist the hallway or twist the hallway.
Yep, so you're only ever shooting the eye once.
Makes life easier. Every little thing you can do to make Forest Temple faster, because it is a long dungeon.
The best of that is when the keys line up, so you can set that up, drop down, do the entirety of courtyard, and then just forwards win back to the hallway.
Yeah, that's the best.
Oh, does this break the other hallway?
Never thought about doing it on the other hallway. It doesn't seem like necessary there.
Right. Now I'm curious what happens. It resets the other hallway. Okay.
Another nice thing with Forest Wind in a forest is, although Incoherent did not fall down there, if you do fall, you can use it to get back up.
Yep. I've also seen, again, if the keys work out, you can skip the first Stalfos check.
Jump down, come back up.
Yep, and then just, yeah. I don't know how
Works
much
better
time
in
that
co-op
saves,
or
but-
in a... Works better in co-op when you know what your keys are going to be. But it's fun.
Anything you can do to spice up Forest.
Yeah, Forest just ends up being like this long series of optimizations, which like it does feel good like over time as you see Forest taking up less and less time. But it's linear. No two ways about it, it's linear.
Especially the second half. My goodness. At least with the first half, there's some variation.
And then if the guy argues with people, it's like, oh yeah, isn't Shadow linear like that too? And I'm like, maybe Shadow has fun tricks to do.
Yeah, Shadow has fun movement. But yeah, it looks like we're getting ready for everyone's favorite double Forest.
Ooh. Yeah, good thing we are having a nice quick race, so it's not too late for everybody. We don't have everybody falling asleep on us. I get to mark my racers in this same dungeon simultaneously square for the second time tonight. Well, actually, multiple times. They've been, honestly, the only real divergence that is... The only substantial divergence between our runners has been that adult Blake play. And unfortunately for methinkso, that divergence has made a huge difference. It's the difference between still having to hunt down several more items and a 1 hour, 30-minute go mode. Is that Big Chest over there?
That
It is.
Are we gonna
Inco will
open
probably
it?
Inco will probably open it just because you need to do something while you're waiting for the ceiling to re-raise. Another bomb bag.
Alright, bomb bag percent.
Yeah, that would definitely explain our path. We also have to do green Poe block push.
I love how there's
As
just
with
so
all-
many ways to do this.
There are, and I don't know why it's like the fastest we can do is about 41 on the in-game timer. And this way that incoherent does it takes about 38. Takes you down to like 38 on the in-game timer. I think it's just a little more linear movement, which is why people tend to like it. And you move things in longer arcs, so it's a little more consistent. So I do one that's a little that ends up with me consistently getting around the 40-41 on the in-game timer, and but it is like you're doing counts of like 3 pushes or 6 pushes, which you have to be pretty precise with.
Right. That's how mine work. Is there's a lot of 3 and 6s. Plus, I think a lot of the setups kind of account for where the green post spawns too, because that does change.
Alright, so I guess as long as we're both of our runners and working their way through forest, why don't we take a look at our current progress of Challenge Cup? What do we have coming?
I believe we have a command for that too. If anyone else wants to look along.
Yeah. So, upcoming, tomorrow. So, tomorrow there's going to be. We are going to be restreaming one match. But there are 2 other matches ongoing. So we're restreaming tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. UTC. We'll be restreaming Saga Getsuga versus Vela. Vela was in my league group this past season, was very sharp. Looking forward to seeing that match.
That should be a good one. Vela's been one of those quick up-and-comers over the summer.
And if you want to watch any sort of Challenge Cup on Saturday, I think you just go to Twitch and open it up, and you'll see it. I'm pretty sure because I'm counting 10 separate matches scheduled for Saturday.
Yeah, this is
None
the
have
time.
none have yet been confirmed for a restream here. I'm sure there will be one, 2, maybe more. But yeah, there are 10 separate matches confirmed for in Challenge Cup on Saturday. So this is if you like watching Zooter, there is some Zooter for you.
It's just all the Zooter content.
Which is why we all, and also it seems to always get us Frogs 2 and 50 Skulls, so which is why we all are just like, wait, is this seed again? I've seen more Frogs 2 in S6 than I've seen my entire Zooter career, I swear. There is no reason for this, there's no bias in the settings, it's just completely random.
I don't know, you kind of wonder if Random doesn't have preferences sometimes.
I don't know how the random.py draws its randomness. Oh, while I'm looking that up. Where are we to go next?
And force down for Inko. Let's get into a tree.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the actual algorithm behind the randomizer. That's like actually under the randomizer, and there were a lot of words there. Just a lot of words and a lot of symbols, and then I closed the Wikipedia article.
Today's not the day.
Today's not the day. There was linear matrix something distribution projection. I'm just like, no. ACU, I played it. No, I don't know if I played. There was actually a very bad C that I played. Let me see if I can find it. But is there the worst C that's ever been rolled? I'm unsure. ACU, I'm sending you a seed. This one might legitimately be the worst seed I've ever seen in my life. But of course, by probability theory, I think by the only like half of the like it's only like half as bad as it could possibly have been.
Well, sorry, methinkso.
I mean, I think
these are not
about
the boots you wanted.
I mean, you should know. Maybe I think about probability a lot. Alright, so incoherent. Gonna be running up to the top of Deca Tree, jumping down to the bottom of Deca Tree. That's a trick question, top file. All seeds are bad.
Agreed. No ifs and buts. Every seed has something to it.
The one that I just said to ACU is the only seed I will say is genuinely god-awful, irredeemable trash that I've ever seen. Realistically, the only seed I have, the only kind of seeds I'm, like, really unhappy with are seeds where I have to do a 50 skill first hook shot.
Yeah, I had one of those. Needless to say, only one person in the race finished.
Yeah. Just, it's so tedious. That's the only thing I don't. That's the only skill seeds I hate, are 50 skill first hook shots. Just...
And naturally, your long shot is behind that hook.
Yeah. And there's no way to get around it. It's not just conveniently located in the back of GTG or anything.
Nice B1 skip.
Yeah, very clean.
Always feels good doing that unbuffered.
Yeah, the trick that you do you spend their first, like, that's your first real grind session in Zooter is learning how to do that.
Yep, that was the first trick I ever picked up.
Just sat there for like half an hour trying to figure out exactly what they were telling me how to do. And now everything's a lot easier because I understand how I move, but a lot of the difficulty in learning is just figuring out exactly what the movement is, how you're interacting with the world.
Yeah, because interesting enough, like all the movement in the game is precise and exact every time.
It's very reproducible.
Yeah. It's formulaic in a way.
Huh, more bows.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
A very bow-locked bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would he grabbed that? Because he didn't need
That's
it.
right.
He's in go mode.
Didn't even look at it.
He's been in go mode for 23 minutes. He's been in go mode from the moment he saw that big chest in water.
I guess at this point, if
And-
you're methinks, I'm trying to figure out what his mindset might be. It's looking for shadow for irons.
Yeah, he's looking the wrong place for it. I mean, I don't disagree with him doing Deku in Forest. Perhaps trying to just clear out his progression and look for gold scale on the way.
Yeah, that's
Do not
true.
disagree with that.
You just hope to find it.
Because you're not losing time doing Deku doing Forest. You have to do those 2 dungeons. But you're extremely out of logic here. And more to the point, you're out of logic behind something that you actually need.
Meanwhile, it's time to abuse the Master Sword pedestal a couple times for incoherent.
Yep. What's time? Who cares? Who cares about going back and forth in time? Yeah, on one hand, the main place, province place you need to go is the last place you want to go. On the other hand, you could be trying to stay in logic and go to spirit to look for the next thing you need.
Let's be honest, skipping logic is fun,
It's a lot of fun.
especially when you get to skip an entire stone dungeon.
Absolutely. But the difference here is that incoherent, you pointed out earlier, logic master, saw the opportunity and correctly went around it, verified that he was in fact in go mode, and went.
And yeah, this looks like a spirit debt for me, think so.
Yeah, I figure we'll probably see our actual logic very shortly.
The best seed ever. And there, yeah, well, from earlier, but another square for me. I'm not getting a bingo today, no way.
Yeah, we don't get bingos today. It's fine. You don't need shirts, though, because you don't need to be in Fire Temple, and you don't have to... God damn it. Long-running typo jokes in chat.
All right. So,
Anyway, we're gonna go and play a whole bunch of songs for some frogs. Who's hype?
who's ready for a concert?
Who is ready for Season 6 of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer, brought to you by the fabulous 5 Froggish Tenors.
Because if it's not Child Goron City, it's brought to you by the frogs.
How deep we gotta go to find our logic here? We think so. Is that it? Is that the logic? Is that the logic right there?
Show me dense. Oh,
Huh. It's not in shadow. I'm shocked. Maybe I just left it there. Maybe I just, like, left it out there on my way out the door.
yeah. Made us pit stop in spirit and just kind of dropped it because the hands were full.
You know, you just put something down because you're trying to, like, adjust your, find the things in your pockets.
Other scale was adult fishing. So, vanilla.
Yeah, one scale was vanilla, one scale was hinted. Again, I swear we've seen so many Frogs 2 seeds. How many were there in Qualls? At least 3?
I must have played all the wrong qual because I don't think I saw one.
I definitely played in 1. I definitely watched 1. Because I remember Googling the Frog song while I was playing.
Right. Yeah, I played the right ones. I've definitely played enough seeds like since I've been playing that I just bookmark the song page now for Frogs too.
Realistically, I should just like. I know some people make it into a command on their bot in their chat, which is probably a smart idea.
Oh yep.
It's also very convenient as the boomerang on Frogs too here.
Is this our logic?
See, methinkso just kindly showing us all what the seed wanted us to do.
There it is.
Inspire. Yes, fail not. We have a boomerang here on Frogs too. We'll be seeing it in a moment.
Yep, Inko throwing money in the river, hopefully making a wish.
Here's my wish. Can I be done playing this stupid
I have a
fucking
boomerang?
song already? Yeah, boomerang. There we go. We are.
Yes,
Inko
sir.
here now has all of his items.
I want to give a kudos to the runners who memorized the frog song.
It has a really distinctive pattern, but you don't use it enough to really bring it down into your brain. Vitamins and bongo. I hope not. I want to see methinkso get into water. And he routed his he did his dungeons in a really good order to minimize the amount of extra age changing he'd be doing. This is really admirable. Just gold scale was out there and he didn't get it. Take the key. I know you don't want to go further in Shadow, but you might have to. Take the key.
But you're also hoping, oh, irons are just on dead hands. I don't have to go any further.
Oh, yeah, I know, but you can want a lot of things.
Yeah, you're not gonna miss. You're not gonna skip that key.
Dead hand. Be polite. Ask before grabbing. Did not quite get off the second spin attack. You can actually get a pretty fast 2-cycle if you do one crouch stab and one slash with Master Sword. Happens to set up the damage values exactly correct. Oh no. Hover boots are required.
Yep.
Ugh, this feels terrible.
Back to spirit, and then probably at the GTG for me. Think so.
Probably. That feels awful. Really, we're just hoping that you'd be able to get your irons there.
Because at this point, you're just gonna chase density for hovers.
Yeah. Chase down super hovers and hope you find gold scale on the way.
Hey, welcome in, Hyper.
Incoherent has been in go mode for over half an hour now. Ask me anything.
Yeah, it's been a seed.
Yeah. It's a very brisk time. This will be a very brisk time for him, though. He should be done around... Oh. No, they have a hammer. Never mind. I was about to say, oh, we're gonna have to see a... Not Ganon? No, we have a hammer. We have a hammer.
We have
When
hammer,
you're
we
go
have
over-
bottle. We're good.
When you're gonna go for 30 plus minutes,
Something's wrong.
It feels really good on one hand, because you know something, you just cracked something. On the other hand, you're just like, and now I just execute. Great.
Yep, just play the game.
Just play the game.
Just do. At least it's not the worst. It hasn't been the worst for Dungeon Go mode. Like, it could have been All of Shadow, All of Spirits.
Oh, Go with Spirit's great. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Go with Spirit's can be very fast.
Artificial Nike, yes.
There you go. Yeah, you're knockoff. It makes sense. But yeah, the forest is definitely the worst to be go moding.
Oh, yeah. Really good forwards win strats you can do if you're a Go mode Java.
Does not look like he's gonna be taking advantage of them.
I mean, I think it only saves a few seconds, so he might not see it as worth, but...
Yeah, particularly if you're talking about menuing.
Oh, it feels
careful.
good to do, though. Yeah.
It's really fun. Oof.
No fairy.
Yeah, this is the problem with riding on 5 hearts. Iron Knuckles hit very hard.
Plus, if you're feeling behind, you might be a little tilted. You might not be as careful as you should be. Like, it starts to build up at this point.
Yeah, I don't know how behind methinkso feels, honestly. He doesn't know there's a gold scale out there.
But
He probably feels like, oh, I got around the skull. It's nice. Maybe he wishes maybe he wishes he'd done that earlier, to be honest. He probably doesn't know the playstyles as well. Inko's very conservative.
alright, let's get this Iron Knuckle for real this time.
Yeah, you got this. Got some extra health and you can take 1 hit.
Little insurance. There you go.
Oh, now you're good. Once you get the armor off, it's pretty good. It is not. I don't want to say it's hard to die, but it's easier to keep them in a stun lock. Yeah, well, I've been too busy commenting on this. Let's take a moment and thank our runners. As we're heading into Big Octo, who so we don't have to talk about Big Octo. Thank you to our trackers as well, to Viva, Topfile, and Sadie, who's pulling triple duty as race monitor, tracker, and restreamer. Thank you very much. And thank you, Red, for hanging out with me. This has been pretty awesome.
Yeah, shout out to
yeah.
for coming.
Of course, we draw the like incredibly fast jet seed, so we're just like sitting here going like, what can we do to stop the meme of just starting to talk about hockey in the middle because I don't know that much about hockey.
Yeah, Sam. Our hockey discussion wouldn't be very good.
I have not paid too much attention to hockey since leaving Detroit, to be honest. I don't live in a city with a hockey team anymore.
Definitely more of a college football state that I'm in. Not much hockey around here.
Yeah, it's a little warm for hockey, although it doesn't stop some teams. Yeah. I'd also prefer not to talk about college football right now, because God, that was a pathetic game. The TCU Michigan game was pathetic. That was just an awful game on all sides.
Oh man, I didn't see that one.
TCU played badly. Michigan played badly. The refs played badly. It was just a bad game.
Just a bad day for everybody.
Everyone's had a bad day. Let's hope who isn't having a bad day is Incoherent. Incoherent is going into Baronade. This is his last boss before heading over to kill Ganon. He's not even at 210 yet. I've seen some races where people hadn't gotten a medallion till 210. That's pretty great.
Very nice.
Also, very clean, smooth Baronade. Yeah. There you go. You get your you get your swear, because it's a cliche, but it's true. It's really nice to see a good Baronade fight, because the timing on Baronade fight is not easy to do consistently.
Also, just one of the most satisfying bosses to fight when you get that.
It's the only good part about Jabu. Hate Jabu, love fighting Baronade.
But yeah, it's about time for Inko to wrap up here. He's probably looking at about 8 more minutes tops.
Yeah, he's gonna be done sub 220, which is blazing fast.
Given what the seed was asking of you to do, this is fantastic time.
Oh yeah. Just recognize that he had everything he needed. Shadow has iron boots in it somewhere.
Shadow always, no matter what, required for water. I'm sorry, Iron Boots always required, so logically there's no getting around it.
Alright, so here's how Shadow is path. Shadow has the iron boots in it. You need hovers to progress. We have no idea where those are. Fuck you, that's why.
Yep.
But the Shadow has the iron boots somewhere deep, somewhere hover locked in it. Shadow's path to Baronade because you need to be water to get Saria's song to get to Sacred Forest Meadow. You'll need to get to Sacred Forest Meadow. Exactly. The seed is left behind both booths, but Inko is not, because Inko jumped over Mayo's stupid head. Went into not just for Boomerang, also to get to Sacred Forest Meadow. Oh, no, actually, I think you could. Yes, to get to Sacred Forest Meadow because the hammer was in Forest. To get to Sacred Forest Meadow, so you could actually go finish the seed.
That path is just so ambiguous because all of it just locks songs for Baronade or songs for frogs. Or
well,
songs
also
for
the Song of
access.
Storms,
Right.
to get Rudo's letter, which was in the well. It was songs for Forest, songs for the Boomerang, and also getting the Rudo's letter out of the well. Hammer was important because it tells us that the Ocarina of Time, which is Minuet, is locked behind Saria's song.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd
so we know
imagine-
that it has to be Iron Boots in Shadow. I'm gonna guess it's probably over in VTG. I don't think it really makes terrible amounts of sense.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'd imagine that's where methinkso goes next. You might
Yeah,
get to
I think that's
see our
absolutely
favorite-
where you go next.
We might get to see Wasteland on the way.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing
It's unfortunate for me, but unless Inko can finish in 2 minutes.
Inko is going to be... I don't think he's finishing in 2 minutes, let's put it that way. One, because these Stalfos are being very, very, very spicy today. And two, because I think the cutscenes alone in the Ganon fight take around
Oh,
2
yeah.
minutes.
Too many cutscenes. But they honestly only feel that long when you're at the end of a race. You're hoping not to get sniped.
Like, please don't snipe me, please don't snipe me, please don't snipe me. Just standing there.
Blaming Sadie, methinkso is the one going to the check.
Yeah, I think it's his fault. Also, these are very smooth kills on the Iron Knuckles there for Incoherent. If you get a little bit off of their dead zones, you are getting knocked across the room.
And you could possibly get hit twice, and you're just done.
Yep. Yeah, because you do not end up with that much health in these settings. The 6 hearts like Incoherent has here is actually a little bit on the high side. Well, we saw your check, Sadie. It's unfortunately, it's nothing important. Except for Daxstar's points. Alright, we are in the Ganondorf fight at the end of the seed. 2:15, really brisk. Inko has been in go mode for 45 minutes. Weird seed, man.
Yeah, I think I put in like 5k that we wouldn't see it.
And yet, here we are. methinkso sneaking in under the wire.
Yeah. It's okay, they can enjoy our points, Dastar.
6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, he slipped away.
Oh.
I hate when that happens. Jerk.
I do like this. I like this strat here, back walking off. You don't have to worry about timing the jump into the bottle.
Yeah, I always like the feeling of the jump though. Just I'd have the timing really good, but it is very consistent. Oh, he started out the accidental ISG direction. I'll turn around though. All right, and now the final fight for Incoherent. 2 more phases, 1 more cutscene, and we are into GG's.
Yeah.
Again, you saw Incoherent realize, like, maybe 2 checks after I did that he was in potential go mode. He was in Schrodinger's go mode.
Yep.
You saw him see that. He didn't even go through the rest of the wall. He didn't even go to that big chest that ended up being a strength 2.
No, that was a full-on pedal to the metal. I'm done.
I
I'm
gotta
outta here.
go. You have to give Incoherent enormous props for that. It feels bad for me, methinkso, like, you know, just... Okay, you got the ultimate logic break here, and it just, you know, now you're here hunting for hover boots, while Incoherent is beating Ganon. But you really have to admire that decisive movement from Incoherent, and it's really paying off.
Yeah, that just goes to show, like, trust your gut. You have an instinct on a play, go for it.
A PB for Inko, I kind of doubt it. Inko's been playing long enough. He probably has a sub. He probably is pushing sub 2 on the PBs. You play long enough, and you luck, and you will end up lucking into a. You will end up lucking into one of those seeds that can sub 2.
Even if they haven't had a sub 2, they have to have been close.
Yeah, Inko just like, you know what, we're going safety strats here, and doesn't matter, because everyone GG's in chat, because all he has to do now is hit B. I mean, I would feel like complete nut if I've been in full out go mode for 50 minutes at this point. And there we go. Finishing with a time of we're at 2:18:54, something like that. Is incoherent taking this seed,
Making
making it look
win
really
of the
good,
group. Yeah.
and doing it in style. Where the heck is the rest of my Discord to see
All right.
where the...
Looks like Incoherent's going to be joining us.
Wonderful. I'd love to talk to him about this seed.
Right, welcome
Hello? GG's.
GG.
So when did you realize you were in possibly in go mode?
About a check after I actually was in bottom of the well, I went, wait a second, that is actually go mode. I got the last 4 things I needed in the span of like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was just yelling at you, and then you just like... you went, and you just did not stop.
Yeah, like, I was not expecting those items to be there, and so I hadn't thought about the implications of both the letter and the case word being there. And
I honestly did not expect them to be there either. I was like, well, I'm not sure about both of them being there. You both the well at the same time. The difference is that methinkso never went Adult Lake.
yeah, I wondered about that. That was the one item that wasn't really on the path. Otherwise, this is a hard jet.
Yeah, if you get that, it works. If not, you have to find the hover boots, which are unhinted.
And we
Yeah,
have not seen, unfortunately. So it's just, how deep in shadow is it?
Yeah, the irons are in
Yeah.
shadow, and one of the pieces for shadow is in spirit. And I was
Yeah,
gonna push
Din's
30,
is-
and I'm at like 24 or something. So
Yep. It turns out that actually the funny thing, and the reason I realized that, oh yeah, you knew you were in go mode. There is a second strength in the well.
really,
Yeah, in the basement.
So methinkso says 24 skulls on strength 2 right now. But yeah, that was... Again, you really figured out what you're doing with the seed and turned it around. But yeah, do you have anything, any other thoughts or questions or
I mean,
maybe
I
over the
thought I
seed?
was in trouble because I doubled at forest. I didn't do like river domain in my child 1, which I could have done. I was like, I'll just get storms and come back. I don't need the lights right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was
Yeah,
sort of
you
the plan
really-
there. I was like, okay, let me go do this now that I have storms. Let me pick up the beam that I need for lights, and we'll figure out from there.
Honestly, you were on top of each other. Up until then, you were completely on top of each other.
The one thing that is arguably a mistake that I should have done at that point was Deku.
Yeah. I think that's the one thing you could have done better. I think I mentioned that as the one thing you could have done better because it would have cleaned up your age changes a bit, but
Yeah, it saved you an age change because I didn't realize. Again, I had not thought about the implications of both my items being there. I was sure something was going to be in shadow, one of those two things.
I mean, I was as shocked as you were because I was not really sure about what you'd be able to find considering how deep it was, but no, it just turns out that it's there.
I mean, I
Is
knew
there?
Sarius was prelude because the hammer's in forest, so it can't be AD. And once the letter showed up in well, it couldn't be ice. It had to be
Oh
prelude.
my gosh. This is a loaded GTG. I guess it had to be. That's right.
Surely the hovers are here, right?
Before it's all Stone of Agony. It's 5 Stones of Agony.
So yeah, just like a 45-minute panic sprint to the end of the seed because you have no idea where your opponent is.
Exactly. And on one hand, hey, I don't have to find anything else. On the other hand, all you get to do is sit there and execute and think about everything you've done wrong.
And reading the signs and domain and every little bit there just makes it worse.
Yep. But no, again, you figured it out. You figured out you were in go mode and you took it. And I'm always happy when there's a seed where you can get around the iron boots because it's really satisfying.
Yep, they were DLC.
DLC?
DLC in a really stupid place too. So
Yeah. Vanilla scale. Well, how many items are in this GTG? My gosh.
Everything you didn't need.
Yeah, everything else is in GTG.
I mean, it took me a few minutes to figure that I should have done Deku, because it took me a few minutes to realize that there can't be anything in there, that it's behind Prelude for forest access, so there can't be anything there. If I need the irons, I look somewhere else for the hover boots, or, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like, that logic chain, like, figuring that out, I was like, oh, I guess I could see going to well and seeing if you pull, like, I don't know, if you pull, I don't know, say if you pull, the long shot there, because we hadn't seen long shot, no, we hadn't seen long shot, or if you had seen, I think we had seen I don't remember at this point, or if you pull, part of the shadow kit, maybe you know where your songs are now, and it turns out, no, everything's just there.
Yeah, I mean, the letter's there, I'm like, okay, that's great, that just means it's Prelude's arias for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure if methinkso is not knows the dot done, or if he just wants to know and there's hovers. Hovers are just in GT, one of the many, many chests GTG. Methinkso is now in Go mode. That's nice. Honestly,
There's extra steps.
Yeah, this is honestly not poorly played by him at all, considering he had to play this out the way the seed wanted him to play. He also has Furor's Wind in Jabu already, so he will be able to warp out there and just wrap it up. So hopefully the irons aren't too deep. I mean, hey, if he wants to show me the logic, I'm not unhappy about that. I was curious.
But yeah, Inko, going in 1-0. How are you feeling about the other two matches coming up?
I mean, it's rando, anything can happen.
Fair enough.
Just get more gold scales.
I don't have the schedule up right now, but do you have any of those scheduled?
I have another scheduled for this Saturday with
one of the 10.
Yeah.
The guy's commenting that we have 10 separate matches scheduled on Saturday.
I mean, that's sort of the problem with being West Coast and playing someone in EU, is you basically have to do weekends.
Exactly. I mean, I like sleeping, so same thing. But yeah, again, this was an absolute pleasure to watch, and really well played. Like,
Yeah,
when
my
you
heart
just
is
get to
not
nitpick stuff like, yeah, you think you calm down a little. Yeah, like when the worst you can do is nitpick like your dungeon order when you're in a frenzy of, wait, I didn't expect to just be handed go mode in 5 checks.
Yeah, like I pulled the case sword and went, what the hell is that doing here?
Right.
And then it
you
took me
get letter.
I did one more check and went, wait a second.
Time to go.
Yeah, I'm out here. No more checks. Yeah, I take a 90% chance of being done in an hour and a half any day.
And like the first part of the seed was fairly dry too. There wasn't a whole lot there until the bomb bag.
Yeah, that bomb bag, which methinkso at Valley Lake, and there's a hint to Spirit to Dodongo there as well. So had that much earlier than you did, but you also went up and did more of Spirit, so he ended up double dipping, and just you ended up just basically, like I said, you ended up basically being on top of each other, and the only main difference was Adult Lake, and you had to take advantage of Adult Lake.
Yeah, I had that hint, but I'm not sure where I got it exactly. I knew there was 2 things in Spirit, and I knew that like DC path has to be pretty early on.
Yeah, I figured that it had to be on Child's side, so that's obviously your bombs done, finished. But yeah, it's Din's Fire.
And yeah, just finish the rest of Child Spirit because maybe your other items up there.
And if all else fails, you just made the rest of it faster for yourself.
Right, yeah. And like, the SFM path is garbage, the Graveyard path is garbage.
Yeah. Oh, those paths are just like, so, about how your Curisaur is behind hookshot and bombs.
Yes, thank you, that doesn't cover basically every check in the game.
Yeah. No, we were talking about that and just be like, yeah, this is actually scary because very low item requirement dungeons, very low information.
And then, of course, the spit take from the frog stew hint.
Yeah. Like, also, Roxy's boomerang, just letting you know. Because why would it not be? Why would it not be a Frog's 2 seed? It's S6.
You know, I think I saw the medallion layout and went, okay, this might not be too bad. And then I saw the paths and went, oh god. And then the frogs two went, like, really, seed?
Just must we?
We really gonna do all this?
Man, this is a deep. These irons are deep here in Shadow. Wow. They can't just like be politely sitting on dead hand. They have to be like past the moving platform.
No, of course not. The seed's gonna erase everyone.
Yeah, it's like so. Topfile and I was making probability jokes at me. Is like, oh well, if I tell you the one seed is bad, and I take one away, which one do you take? And I'm like, trick question. They're all bad.
Yep, even this one, just because of frogs.
I mean, this was about as nice of a frog seed as you could have asked for, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad. You just had to find out about it. It's right there. Even if you went river.
It's right above it.
I got the other one first, not that one.
I did. We were wondering if methinkso would get that, and then the second copy was right there. Is this it?
Oh man, please.
Yeah,
be
this
it.
The irons.
I mean, I'm historically not good at hard jets like this because I tend to overclear things, so that was part of my nerves.
Yeah.
Hey,
The other thing I
I
did mention, you tend to be a conservative player, but again, you pulled the trigger when you need to, and it worked.
I did the one check I had to do, and that was the important bit.
Exactly, and still like having. So methinkso showing us how this is logically meant to be played. Even so, not coming up that short. Like, this is not terrible. Still gonna be a very respectable time. The other thing I would say with the Frogs 2 being as nice as it could be, since Jabu is your last dungeon, you can just do it while you're walking there. It's about the nicest time you could ever expect out of a Frogs 2.
I don't know if you noticed that I did 2 different ways of getting to the same place back to back as child, because I wasn't sure which one was faster.
I did not notice that because...
So yeah, theorycraft question for the class. Your spawn point is inside the gate in Market.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go to Temple of Time, let's say. Which way is faster, that or Serenade?
Probably
I
depends on...
legitimately don't know the answer to this.
Yeah. I mean, it probably depends on what else you want to do on that. What else you want to do? I think if I'm menuing and I want a safety save at the same time, it's absolutely going to be the spawn. But
because like leaving Jabu, you save quick because you don't want to have to get out of the water. But
yeah,
the other ones were just like,
yeah, like I'm on Emu, so I agree that it's probably faster for me to do save work. But also, like, I don't know, sometimes my emulator has crashed when my headphones have run out of batteries or something. And maybe I have ADHD and I'm not good at remembering to charge my headphones. So sometimes I'm a little bit precise about my saving. Alright, we're gonna be seeing Morpha, we'll be seeing Frogs, we'll be seeing Jabu, and then we'll be done. And then we'll be one more band kill, we'll be done. And again, showing the difference that a sequence break can make. Saves you a hunt for hover boots, saves you all of spirit.
And as you said, still a good time, even following what Seed expects.
Yeah, this is a lovely time. Yeah, it was what happened here, Majarkin. Take a look at the difference between Incoherence tracker on the left and methinkso's tracker on the right. DLC happened. The Incoherent got the gold scale, and Iron Boots were behind. We're about mid-shadow. So there was a very possible and major sequence break accessible in this seed. And Incoherent hit it, and methinkso did not. It is a good emote. Yes, keep out. Or enter. I'm a sign, not a cop.
I spent a whole 10 minutes making that emote.
It's a wonderful emote. It's great. It's accurate. It's very accurate to how this works. Alright, so beginning of Pona, we'll have to go back to Temple of Time, get Sarias, we'll play a whole bunch of songs, there's frogs. Yeah.
methinkso probably looking at about 20 minutes.
Yeah, probably about 20 minutes from here.
Still sub 3 time for what the seed asks of you. Really good.
Exactly.
Apparently S6 is about frogs. I'm missing the meta here.
Yeah, there's oh my gosh. I don't know if you missed all the frogs because there have been so many frogs to see.
Or what, 3 in quals?
Exactly. Like 3 walls. Sequence break. What is a sequence break? So that's an awesome question. Thank you for giving me something to talk about while we're having this happen. So sequence break. A sequence break is where you can use a trick to get around something that is logically required in the seed. In this case, methinkso had to need to get the Iron Boots to go beat Water Temple. There is a trick you can do called Gold Scale Water, using Gold Scale to enter water, and then using a whole bunch of sequence of tricks using the Gold Scale and the Long Shot to do Water Temple without using the Iron Boots, to beat Water Temple without accessing the Iron Boots. So, in this case, what Incoherent was able to do was just go completely around a pretty lengthy part of the seed and avoid an item that I don't like. So.
That's why they're DLC.
That's why they're DLC, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna go play a bunch of frog songs. We're gonna beat Jabu. Yep, and a trick called Mido Skip, because you can jump over, because Mido is short and you are tall. As an adult, you are tall, so you can do a backflip over his head.
Yeah, the way I've explained it to people is that logic is a set of actions the game expects you to perform, but that's not necessarily all the actions the rule set lets you perform. And so the difference between those two is sequence breaks.
That's a pretty accurate way to do it. Say it exactly, because you have to impose some kind of structure onto the seed when you're actually generating it. Otherwise, it can't. The code can't handle it. The code doesn't understand every single thing I can do because it's a computer. Computers don't understand anything. It's not a glitch. It's not a glitch. There's a small handful of glitches that are allowed, but there are things that the logic does not expect you to do because they're considered to be, I don't know, like too hard, quote unquote, or inaccessible.
Or I guess non-Nintendo intended strategies.
Not intended, yeah.
And like the sequence breaks is actually good for the game because it lets you sort of play different things and sort of figure out where things are that were sort of missing for logic. Like in this case, I figured out where Sarius was because I knew of something that were behind it.
Yeah, you can go. In a lot of cases, go ahead in logic. Just go to, if logic involves do A then B to get to C. If you start at A, then you can just go to C first to figure out where B is. Oh yeah, no problem. We absolutely love answering questions here, and there are rando rule sets that are played with heavy glitching. With glitching, well, various levels of glitching. Some are played with heavy glitching, some are played with light glitching. This is played on on the standard rule set, which is 99% glitchless. And there's a boomerang. Methinkso's in go mode.
All right,
Gonna
let's
go use
clear
that
a
forward
fish.
wind.
Yeah, the trick there is definitely not a glitch. It just you can long shot a torch and then swim underneath the thing. That's actually the part that's the sequence break.
Yeah, you
Because
can
gold scale
grab the
water entry
torch.
is technically in logic.
That's in logic, just you can't do anything once you get there. I mean, other things that are the most obvious sequence break that you'll see people doing is using bomb shoes. Bomb shoes, you can just grab a couple randomly dropped packs. There are 5 packs in the pool, a 5-pack, 3 10-packs, and a 20-pack. And you can use them before you get the bomb bag. Or, forfeit, finished at the 218 mark, the other thing. 6 1/2 dozen other. Nah. Randomizers are a lot of fun. I actually find the, sequence break capabilities of Ocarina of Time to be, like, one of the reasons I really like it. Because it means that I can actually, do exactly what Incoherent was saying. Go forward in logic and then figure out where I was supposed to be somewhere in the middle. I find it to be a much more logically compelling game than some other randomizers I've played. Oh gosh, I have played Link to the Past. I will have to try Cross Keys eventually. Link to the Past was my first rando. I just fell off of playing
I'm
it.
one of those people who just plays cross keys, nothing else.
Yeah. I fell off of playing it because it's like, I didn't really feel motivated to get better at it. I still play it occasionally just for fun. Mostly because hammer dashing is really entertaining.
I like the double take on the first point. I've done that before.
So wait a second. Yeah. Logic is what the code uses to make the seed happen. Logic is not necessarily what we have to do.
I mean, I'm sure Methinkso knows how to gold scale water and just didn't find the thing for it.
Oh yeah, he absolutely knows how to gold scale water. He just did not find the gold scale. I'm sure also the other thing he was doing, we saw him doing Deku and then Forest after getting the big item bomb and well, because you got it at the same time. I'm sure he was also like, fishing for a gold scale before committing to going to hunt for the irons.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because gold scale is not in logic, there's no reason it has to be anywhere in particular. It's just somewhere randomly in the game. Where it was its vanilla location.
Yep, so random it was, well, vanilla.
Yeah, who randomized this? Yes, that's exactly correct, Target P. The logic makes sure the game is beatable, like no mirror shield behind Twin Rova. So you will always find the mirror shield before Twin Rova. And yeah, for example, if you found the hammer on Twin Rova, you wouldn't find the mirror shield deep in, on Volvagia. As I said, Deep in Fire, and that has so many key logic contingencies, so we're not going to get into that. Yeah, props props to Methinkso for finishing this out, because this is a tough seed, and again, relatively new runner. Started with Blitz Season 1. So
only running for roughly, what, 7 months?
Something like that. So again, playing a very clean game, just again, got random.
Rando do be rando sometimes.
It do be like that.
Oh yeah, it's like that. I don't
Last year Challenge Cup, I got both ends of the randoing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there are also no logic settings available. There are also no logic settings available. There's a significant portion of the community that likes plain no logic. I'm not one of them. I'm not like really, but go to OoT Randomizer, go to the Discord. There's a whole no logic, a whole area for DDR, Dungeon Door Requirement, which is a, moderate level glitching rule set, and for no logic. Where people
even no logic has rules that they're used to race on because there are glitches that are too powerful for that.
Yeah. You may not literally program your game. Hey, if you're interested in it, if you're asking questions and you're interested in, you can find out, because there are people who are really cool. It's really cool to watch. I don't do it, but I think it's cool to watch. Honestly, I find I like watching randomizers that have no interest in learning more. Shout out to DK464randomizer.com.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not the biggest fan of Link to the Past, but I do like watching the randos for that.
Yeah, I just like watching, I tend to like watching randos I have no desire to learn, because I can just enjoy the game more rather than trying to analyze it.
I feel like I have to have some idea of what the sort of goals are and how the game is played to really appreciate some of them, but some of the games are like Mario 64 I'm actually not great at, so watching that randomizer is fun, because that game is a chaos engine.
Oh yeah. I'm glad that we have this command. It's a really important command. The command where we can just type !tutos. Yeah, rando is, I don't play that because there's a
It's a time commitment.
The time commitment is also random, but Red plays it. It looks fun, but the time commitment is also random.
Yeah, watching that tournament's weird because sometimes the matches are 15 minutes, sometimes they're 4.5 hours.
Rise in all of my matches being 4 hours plus, some of them close to 8.
Oh god, yeah, no. Oh, I will make Oops All DC happen at some point, Deathstar, I promise this. I absolutely promise Oops All DC will happen. I don't know how, but it will.
I think they have weeklies for no logic, if I'm not mistaken, so you can usually see those pop up.
Methinkso is using the tambourine effect for something in his soundboard here. And it's really screwing with me because I use that for my low health. I'm just like, why are you dying? You have 3 hearts.
Oh.
Sometimes you get some really cursed stuff in there to put on random.
Yeah. I just keep it on the tambourine because it's just soft and just right there.
My favorite is the frogs because it sounds like an alarm going off.
I'm a fan of the soft beep.
Nice soft beat. Okay, Methinkso is finished off his last medallion. And he's gonna be heading towards Ganon's castle. And whenever he looks at his race room, he's been getting a bit of a rude awakening. Unless he already has.
Oh, there's no shame in finishing.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. And he's playing a very nice game here.
Honestly, if you're like a newer runner and if you've lost a race, there's nothing wrong with finishing because get the extra practice in.
Oh yeah, that Iron spot was not pleasant. And again, there was a 10% chance that gold scale play just didn't work. Now, of course, I take 90% chance every day, but there was a 10% chance it just didn't work.
I don't think you ever turned down those odds.
Oh, never.
I mean, if you thought the irons could be in well, then maybe you finish well before you do that, but I knew it couldn't be there.
Oh yeah. But there's always the 10% chance of failing gold scale water.
Yeah.
All right. For the last time, today we'll be heading up Ganon's castle, going through the gauntlet, and finishing off Ganon. And still not a bad time for this the complexity of this seed.
I mean, having to go into at least like 7 of the 8 dungeons in sub 3
Plus
is not bad.
plus GTG. At least you could avoid ice.
Yeah.
And fire. Neither of you went to fire.
Yeah, I got the hammer and I went absolutely not.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I got the as soon as I get the hammer, I'm like, oh, that means you absolutely don't go into fire, because that means that you've just proven that you can get Saria's song without ever touching fire. Or going too deep in fire, at least. I hate the Denalfos so much.
They're jerks.
They're jerks. I actually was talking with Nosley, who has done a little looking at the actual decomp. Apparently, apparently their AI is less aggressive if you attack them from long range. So if you do long jump slashes, they're a little more controllable. And I found it to be true, but they're still not the best.
Yeah, but if you have BGS, you just red spin and hope you catch them both.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That would have been nice to have. Maybe it's one of the other chests in GTG.
I almost looked at that one chest in Forest just to see if it was BGS, but apparently it wasn't.
Oh well.
Like, yeah, it'd be nice, but I don't want to go out of my way for it.
Exactly. Like, it is not, in fact, a 30-minute time save.
Wait, you mean memes lie?
What? Phil, who would ever lie in a meme? Wow, was that a simultaneous?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a trade.
Very good. I approve of that.
But luckily, Ganondorf is nice enough to heal you before their fight.
Yeah, as long as you get through the Iron Knuckles, you're fine. Bowlocked bow in Forest, that was in the Forest basement, yeah, that was a bowlocked bow.
That was the only other bow that we saw.
Yeah, I definitely had a moment of please don't die to Knuckles.
Yeah, when you're on, like, anything less than a 9 hearts, it's like, okay, I just don't mess up. Just don't mess up.
And then I got hit on Ganon phase 2 and just panicked.
Yeah, we saw that, and you're just, like, pulling out the light arrows. And, it's fun. Showing off alternative strats.
I used to do that for a long time when I first started playing this game because I couldn't figure out the crouch tap thing. So I'm
Yeah.
fairly practiced at it. I'm not gonna mess with this.
Oh yeah. Why are you picking up Dins?
That was a misclick.
Okay, I was about to say, is there something I don't know here?
New strats.
It was my first day back at work after break. I'm a little tired. I didn't realize there wasn't light arrows involved anywhere on that set. Also evading him on the last hit. Oh, giving him the free shot though.
Oh, nice.
And 2 cycle down. We're into Ganon. He's comfortable sub 3, which again, no shame in this one. This is a really not an easy seed. Having you run all over the, not quite a world tour, but just off of a world tour, minus fire and ice.
Yeah, you can definitely say you've seen some places.
Oh yeah. And you have to go play the Song to the Frogs at the end. Alright. Finish that, methinkso. Nice clean Ganon fight. Let's see it.
Oh, Tail
yeah.
not wanting to cooperate.
I actually kind of like when you can get him turned around. It makes it easier. Oh, that's the leg.
Just tenderizing the bacon a bit more. It's fine.
Yeah, you gotta roll in a
Just-
very specific direction. It's sort of annoying.
Yeah. If you can get just in a very nice, tidy line so you can just go back and forth, it's really helpful, but again, are you going to get that line up perfect every time? Takes practice.
It's like a little to the right or something.
Turns out, Link is left-handed. Alright, and with that, we are a little under 3 hours. This is actually not a bad time for the complexity of this seed. We are looking at methinkso finishing out. So, everyone, GG's in chat. We just got more time. We got more time to hang out with us, having a good time. All right.
And of course, a big shout out to methinkso for finishing it out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I hope you at least get a chance to chat with him about methinkso, even if he does not wish to join for interview, which is always your choice here. To lose time about like, yeah, you just missed the gold scale. It's not that you are too new and not like an incredible runner. It's that you missed the gold scale, and that's going to make a big difference when you don't have to go on that really well executed and really well routed. Yeah, he was having big trouble working with Discord earlier, so he's gonna have to pass, but yeah, that will be it for us tonight. But GG's to methinkso and incoherent, especially incoherent for the winning. Seed and for finding a way to make this seed a little bit shorter. More than a little bit, honestly, shorter. So
Yeah, you guys played it really good. It's great watching you two.
Yeah, well, thanks for putting together the restream.